What's up, everybody? Another week. Geek Cypher here on Free X Agents Media. We have a great show for you guys planned. We're going to be joined by the rest of the crew in just a moment. But yeah, guys, it's been a wild one. X-Men 97, the season finale came out. We had what was one of the longest weeks ever because we were all waiting for Kendrick to drop another track, which we did not get. Childish Gambino has Alta Vista, which is an updated version of an album he dropped in 2020. I'm going to be talking a little bit about the Spiderwick Chronicles and Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, most likely the Ungentlemanly Warfare. We'll see if we have enough time. Dave plans to talk about Unfrosted, directed by Seinfeld, which is being lambasted on the internet, and Bad Batch, which I think is in their last season, if I'm not mistaken. And then we have a whole bunch of news that's going to be read by a new guest that we have that's going to be reading the news for us, which is going to be interesting. So we'll see how that goes. In the meantime, hopefully everyone's been doing well. It's been a good beginning to the season, a good beginning to, I guess, summer, question mark, quote unquote. I know that a lot of people like to look at least in Montreal, or I guess I should say in Canada, Victoria Day weekend, which I know also in the States they have their own Memorial Day weekend. And a lot of people tend to go by that weekend as the beginning of kind of like the year, the summer. The official beginning of summer is that time of year. So, hey, what's up? We got Dave in the house.
Yeah, sorry about that. I just finished the app.
All right, so let's talk about it. Then can you emotionally process the things that you just went through?
No. I will lie, but I will say this. Bo lied. I still think episode 5 is way more emotionally.
Okay. I had that conversation. I had that conversation with a buddy of mine because I said you and I both had a sense that everyone kept saying the Mayo said it. Other people were saying if you think 5 was a big hit, 8, 9, 10 is going to hit you even harder. And I watched 8, 9, 10. And one of the things that I think I wish they hadn't done was set us up with the idea that the 8, 9, 10 was going to be better or more emotionally draining than 5. Because I kept watching 8, 9, 10 thinking something's coming and then never felt anything more than what I felt in 5.
Because the thing is, I actually watched 8 and 9 last night.
Okay.
I was like, you know what? Like, he keeps saying maybe it's going to be a combination of everything at time. Because the one thing that was kind of cool about the episode, all 3 episodes, is obviously they're all very much interlinked. You can watch them relatively independently as long as you just know the key. Like, it's not like, yes, they're a 3-parter, but it's not like you're completely lost from one to the next. Like, you could put yourself, if someone put you in a position, okay, well, I get where we are. Like, but like
100%.
Because I think the key thing that that was a little misleading was them saying specifically, this is going to be more draining, or it's going to be even more intense. And because even at one point in time, I don't know what his comment was exactly, but someone had asked him, they had asked him, like, is there going to be no mutants are going to die or something like that? And he went out of his way to say, like, a statement like that is like, I don't want to say immature, but like unreasonable. Like he was insinuating people were going to die. So like you said, it's like you're having like this expectation that at some point, and it's not to say that shit didn't hit the fan, but like the whole episode, I'm like, okay, but like except for the last 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
The whole rest of it, I'm like, okay. Because like even Wolverine, like it wasn't like, oh, he's dying because they didn't even really do much with that.
Yeah.
I thought more was going to happen with that.
I'll say
spoilers, by the way.
I actually, I would say spoilers. Spoilers if you're tuning in. We're going to be spoiling the most recent episode of course, X-Men 97, the season finale. if the penultimate was last week, this was the ultimate episode. And I definitely think, I was thinking, for me personally, I thought it was the perfect amount of Wolverine for the episode. I think Jaws had said it in the past that he liked the fact that they weren't overusing Wolverine, because a lot of shows overuse Wolverine, which left a lot of room for the other characters to shine, which I feel, I personally don't think Rogue ever got to shine as much as she's ever shined on this show. She's gotten to be the most present she's ever been. She's gotten to be a focal point. When we had the X-Men movie in 2000, they tried to make Rogue the Jubilee in that film, and a lot of people were just like, why are we doing this with Rogue? Rogue is not that important of a character. Had you given us X-Men 97 before that movie, I would have totally understood why they would have tried to make Rogue the Jubilee, because the Rogue I saw in this show is far more interesting and more developed as a character, and has gone through so much more that it was just more interesting to watch them be who they are. Whereas, like, with Wolverine, I already know Wolverine, and I'm happy to see him take a step back, or in this case, lay down.
Yeah.
Healing from his
he took a knee.
Yeah, he took a knee. Yeah.
Because the one thing I think was, because Rogue, for those who don't know it in comic books, like, she eventually becomes like she was a leader in the event. Yeah. She was an official leader in the Avengers at one point. Yeah. She was, I think she was even technically a leader of at least a X-Men faction at one point. I'm pretty sure,
if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, and she's had other moments where she has led. Yeah. And I find that's what they were kind of carving out. This is like the Rogue, where it's like, because before it was like, oh, I'm the girl, I'm shy because I can't touch people, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my love here, the Gambit. But this time it's like, like, she was stepping up to the plate of like, hey, I know how it feels to be different, and I didn't need to have a skin color or a religion or this or that. Just my mutant power alone made me different.
I feel like, if anything, the commentary with all the mutant characters is they are different no matter what. And especially with her, she essentially has the equivalent of like a special needs. Like, she can't touch anybody. She can't be touched. So she has to go through her life without, like, one of the things, and obviously she was lucky enough for this to have developed when she was in her teens, so she got to be loved and held as a baby and stuff like that. But they talk about the fact that, like, when babies are born, one of the most important things is skin to skin, that connection immediately for them. And then babies that don't have that don't develop as well. So imagine, as a human, like, hugs de-stress people. Hugs like can make people feel safe. It does so much. But Rogue can never, and sure, she can get hugs, but she can never be held the way you might be held by someone who loves you passionately.
There's a difference,
right?
There's a difference. Yeah. We all know that human touch. It's even like important. When someone puts, like, let's say their hand on your back, even if that hand was, like, let's say hand to skin, it still feels different than that of just putting it on your back, like just like putting it on your shoulder when you're wearing, let's say, a jacket or 100%, whatever.
100%.
So I thought that was really fleshed out. I think that I like that there were some just minor growths. Like, example, like, I like that Morph was like, he wasn't the although yes, he was a source of entertainment, he wasn't the clown. He had jokes. Is he comedic? Yeah, but he wasn't a clown. He's not being used as a prop. He's able to change and assimilate, and even change into that he hates.
Yeah.
And even when when Sinister got his fate in this episode, which was, I didn't think that was going to happen to him personally. I
loved it though.
I loved it too, but like when he like walks up to him and he just like mimics the face that he uses now, I'm like,
that was great.
But I also feel like that's going to be a setup for, at one point in time, Sinister. Like, I think Sinister is going to come back as
for sure.
Sinister.
I was never under the impression that Sinister wasn't being set up to come back or be Sinister the way we know him. We got a version of Sinister that essentially got his DNA rewritten by the Phoenix, which is already a crazy thing when you think about it. But yeah, we had a moment where we got to see him stripped of all the mutant DNA and all the other extra things that would have affected him and made him stronger, and we got to see a version of him who's hundreds of years old too. So even without the mutant DNA, I'm shocked he's still alive. I figured technically shouldn't he have withered?
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking it was like, shouldn't you have turned to dust? But I'm assuming that to a certain degree, I think he's also a human. Sorry, a mutant in general, right? Like,
Is Sinister a mutant? Was
I
he
think
originally a mutant? I
I
always thought
think I don't know if he is or isn't, but let's just put it this way. Even if she were to take away all of that, it just proves that he has to have some latent or dormant mutant ability. Like maybe his ability is just the concept of not or aging slow, because like hypothetically speaking, like it's like as if you took the Shazam power out of Black
Billy
Adam.
Batson?
Hypothetically speaking, he would just
Yeah.
like wither and die like
Right.
instantaneously.
Ideally, he's supposed to, but he doesn't. Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, Sinister. Yeah, the way they wrote it was very much Black Adam-esque. That's a very valid point.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
like he has to have something there, I feel.
Yeah.
That or she couldn't get rid of every little bit. And if we know Sinister, if he made one that was the hardest to get to, would be the one that kept them alive.
I also think that what we saw was a clone. Because isn't
that's
Sinister
very fair. That's
Sinister
very fair.
Notorious for having clones in the comic book. There's multiple clones of him. The Krakoa storyline, when Charles meets him for the first time, I already talked about this before. He goes to meet him. They have a conversation. He doesn't have a cape. That version of Sinister goes, "Why don't I have a cape?" That guy gets shot in the head by a Sinister wearing a cape, and you're just like, how many Sinisters are there on this damn island? So.
And also obviously it's not like it would be out far fetched because of obviously for the TV show they're like Madeline and Jean, right? So like why would he not cloning. Why would he not have a backup copy? Like the second he was losing to Jean, for all you know, he ditched. Or the second he lost control of Nathan, for all you know, he ditched.
Dude, if I'm Sinister, I switched when Bastion started switching the plan.
Yeah.
If I'm Sinister, I see that Bastion is not doing the plan as we had thought and how we had played out. And I'm just like, oh, this is going to turn on me. I need to get out of here. This is not going to play out the way I think it is. I don't trust him. I'm out. And then I replace him with a copy. And then we just go. We just go from there.
The only crack in our armor is like, what wouldn't Jean notice it? However, in that moment, she was also just like super emotional.
Well, why would Jean notice?
No, I mean, like if she was, when I say inside him, I mean like if you watch the episode, you see how she
uses
dismembers him, and yeah. But what I'm saying is that if she's doing all that, wouldn't she be able to sense that she has the clone? Then again, she didn't know if she was a clone, so like,
remember, Jean isn't a scientist. She's not going to recognize cloned DNA. She's just seeing DNA.
I'm saying but the memories of the clone, to know that the clone only had memories after a certain point.
What? But it's Sinister. Why would he program the clone with only to a certain point? Wouldn't Sinister program the clone to be an exact clone of him? I'm Sinister, and I know I'm going to be facing Bastion and telekinetics and all these people. I'm making an exact copy of myself, putting that copy out in the field, and I'm ducking out. The same way that Invincible, I point this way because I have the Invincible action figure behind me, but in Invincible, you have Duplicate, and Duplicate has her Prime, and then she has all the other duplicates living her life, and then she has that fake Prime that is pretending to be the main one, and then when she dies in the comic book, you find out later on, oh, there was another one hiding somewhere in a chalet, and you're like, oh, snap, great, she's not dead, but then you're shocked because you're like, wait, so you were just living through clones this whole time? It's a weird thing. You fell in love with a character through a clone. Ness, you're here. Doesn't that sound like a weird thing to do? Fall in love with someone through a clone?
Definitely weird. I was just about to say, because I didn't watch the finale, so I was going to ask you guys, what did you think?
Ask away.
Was it worth it?
Oh, yeah.
Well, one of the things Dave and I just said was, DeMaio said that episode 5 was just the beginning. Episode 8, 9, and 10 was going to be like the big deal. And Dave and I both feel like 8, 9, and 10 did not come across as big a deal as that.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah. Let me. No,
it's a big deal, but I'm not saying
big deal. I'm just saying on the emotional spectrum that they suggested.
Right.
I was angry for like 3 weeks, legit angry when people brought up the episode for 3 weeks. So I'm not getting that feel. I'm not sad.
You're underwhelmed.
Well, not underwhelmed. It's just I'm not
I mean, I loved it, but like I said before, if you tell me this is going to be a bigger emotional gut punch than 5, I almost wish you didn't say that, because when I watch 8, 9, 10 and I'm waiting for that gut punch, and sure, I get to a moment where two characters are going to sacrifice themselves and they're talking to somebody. They astral project themselves to talk to that person,
Mhm.
and they're sitting across from them having a whole conversation, and it's really touching. And I'm thinking to myself, this is beautiful. It is not as beautiful as the time that someone died saving an entire island of mutants. Like,
You
to me, that it didn't compare.
you know what would have made it more, and I'm gonna try and describe it in a way to not spoil it for you, Janessa.
Ness, can we
It's
spoil
okay.
it?
It's not a big deal. I
Okay,
was already I
so
was reading on
so
Reddit already, and people
so when the when
were
the when
talking
the
about it.
asteroid vanishes,
Oh
had
yeah.
it just stopped there
Hold
and
on.
then
Let's explain though. There's an asteroid. Magneto has an asteroid in space. There's
Mhm.
the Magneto project that the United Nations has in place, that if Magneto is to attack the Earth, they have missiles that they can launch at the asteroid. They launch the missiles at the asteroid, which to me seemed like one of the stupidest ideas ever, because take into consideration, if you knock the asteroid, you have to knock it out of orbit so that it goes out into space. If you knock
Mhm.
it, if you hit it and it's in orbit, it will crash to the Earth and cause a second ice age. So
Mhm.
already I'm thinking, when they're doing this doesn't seem like a good idea. You don't know what you're doing. And immediately the first thing that happens is the asteroid was sucked into the atmosphere and started falling to Earth. And this is where Dave is jumping in with this part.
yeah, so like
Okay.
you're seeing the X-Men who are still on the asteroid trying to protect it. There's all this insinuation that they're gonna die trying to do this.
Yeah.
You're like, cool. So you're hyping up to like, okay, it's gonna become the thing what they're telling you about on an emotional charge.
Right.
Then Magneto wakes up
Yeah.
and he's going, the second you see that he's about to wake up, you're like, okay, well, he's going to save it because he could obviously catch the asteroid whenever the
Yeah.
F he wants.
He put the asteroid in space in the first place. So we're
Yeah.
already like, oh, you just
Yeah.
woke up the one guy that can actually stop this thing.
But then it,
Mhm.
lack of a better term, it bleeps out. The asteroid just goes away.
Yeah,
And
like there's like a flash and it
yeah.
disappears.
And you're like, you're not sure if there's like some odd self explosion because you knew because for me it's like, oh, maybe it's that the reactor core did whatever it was going to do, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And if they had stopped it at that point and then did the credits scene and then
Oh,
did the end credits scene the exact
okay.
same way,
I see what
just
you're saying.
if you had done that, because then it would have been like,
Facts.
what the fuck is going on?
Facts. Yeah.
You
So,
wouldn't have known about
yeah.
anybody or where are people like
Yeah.
where they were, the the bishop conversation, if all that was not there, if it was gone, and then the end credit scene where you see Apocalypse talk about death and get his card.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm so happy because that
Point.
means Gambit's coming back.
Points. I will say right here, right now, Dave gets big. That's a big 3 from Deep, because Dave came up with this whole thing last week about how Apocalypse can come back, Gambit could be death. They did it in the comic book. I was naysaying because I was just like, I don't see how they do it. And Dave pretty much predicted exactly what happened in the episode. Like, when I watched the episode and it happened, the first thing I did was like started posting. Like, I post on my TikTok when you have to say mea culpa to your co-host because he predicted the exact thing accurately and you're naysaying. And I was just like, well played. So
Straight
deep
up,
3 for Dave.
when that happened, I jumped out of my chair. I was like, "Let's fucking go!" Like I was like freaking out. I was so happy.
Kudos.
Yeah,
Kudos.
to touch on what Dave is saying, I do 100% agree. Now that he's pointing that out, storyline wise and like timing wise, if
Mhm.
you have the emotional like death moment and you like cut that by immediately going to post credit scenes and explaining what happens, then it loses all the effects of it, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It would be like if you watched Superman sacrifice himself fighting Doom, and then you cut to Superman waking up
In a black suit.
and you're in the black suit. You're just like, well, what was the point of that? What do you mean? He
like
just
he was
wakes
dead
up.
for a while before they showed.
Yeah.
Because for me, it would have been what they should have. It should have exactly the same. You have Forge in the room because he has, and I tried to pause it, but some of the writing was actually just too small. Like I even walked up to my screen to try and read it, but it's like too small / becomes blurry. But it has a picture of like all the X-Men, which notably Colossus and Iceman and Kitty Pryde are there.
Most of them just say presumed dead.
Yeah, well, because like Jubilee has something underneath her name, but I don't know what it says.
Oh,
she's
probably
not
something
that.
like
She's with them.
Yeah, she was with them.
But she still has like a plaster. Maybe it means she's out. Maybe she's done.
If anything, Jubilee is probably looking for them. Like I would see Jubilee being the type to be like, oh, I need to figure out what happened. Yeah. So also, I imagine because Kurt and Wolverine were on there, right?
On the list, you mean?
No, Kurt and Wolverine were on the asteroid.
They're on the asteroid. So that's the other thing.
Wolverine is
not everyone on the asteroid was shown.
Everyone but Wolverine, because we see Jean, we see Cyclops.
Yeah.
We see Charles, Rogue, Magneto.
Yeah.
The only person you don't see Wolverine.
You don't see Storm.
Storm's on the planet. She's back on Earth. She left. She's next to Jubilee and Sunspot at the end when they look up.
No, because he's the first. The only close up they do when Forge is talking to
I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure
Bishop.
Oh, sorry, you're right. She is gone. Yes, because he's upset about it. You're right.
Yeah, he's upset about it. So the only two people. They're in an alternate reality. There you go.
Okay, so
what?
So Janessa, because we just figured something out just live in the moment. You just witnessed our brains connecting dots.
I know.
Yeah.
Seeing it
synchronized in a moment of nerdom.
You guys both went. Oh.
So so at the end of the episode, you get a scene where Cyclops and Jean are tossed into the future. So in the future, you know that those two, there's some really weird story where those two are that's when they raise Nathan, right?
Well, that's what you. I mean, there's a lot of because there's a lot of different versions of Cable, right? So hypothetically, that's where they land in the clan that's the clan that is raising Nathan as per this story arc.
Yeah.
Now.
And is that the clan that raises Nathan that turns into Cable, or Nathan that turns into? Because isn't there another version of Nathan that grows up?
This is the one that turns into the Nathan. He references this clan as the ones that raise him in one of the earlier episodes.
Got you. Something that people might not know: the woman that they're talking to
is Rachel.
But she's also an overseer of a sacred timeline in her comic book run.
She's Aksani. It's named after her.
Right. Yeah, but the sacred timeline reference is what blew me away, because I was just like, oh yeah, she does a sacred timeline thing, and they talk about the sacred timeline in the MCU constantly.
Oh yeah, I wasn't even there.
So I was just I connected dots in my head. I was just like, oh, are we seeing someone who actually tries to do sacred timeline protection or control, Cable, time jumping, like a whole bunch of crazy stuff that I started connecting dots with. But yeah.
Yeah, what I missed.
Well, we just did a whole full rundown of X-Men 97.
Yeah.
All right.
We got the tail end, but in summation, we just both we were just saying how it's not as emotional charge as we found the other episodes.
Yeah.
But B, we just figured out what happened to Storm and Wolverine, which I'll let you finish explaining that. Actually, we were in the middle of that.
Yeah, because at the end of the episode, you know how Cyclops and Jean end up in the future. Yeah. We see Professor X, Magneto, Rogue, Nightcrawler, and Beast.
Storm.
Beast and Morph. Nope.
Storm was there too.
No,
Storm is.
I didn't see it.
Storm's in Egypt, guys.
I'm pretty sure she was with Wolverine in an alternate reality.
Come on, guys! Don't tell me we watched a same show and you didn't see that shit. Storm's in Egypt.
Where's Wolverine?
Not there. He's wherever. He's wherever Morph is.
I swear to God, I'm gonna like pause. I'm gonna like run into the next room and like rewatch the last.
Go ahead, because I literally watched it at 3:30 this morning, and if I remembered that from now, bro,
I watched it literally less than
so
25 minutes ago.
go check.
The only reason I'm saying that is because I don't remember Storm standing at the top of the hill when they're looking down, talking to Apocalypse. That's why.
Yeah,
I thought you checked. Did you double check?
I'm trying to double check now.
I'm gonna get up.
No, just a second. But you guys talk about something else while I'm checking, as opposed to just waiting for me to check.
I'm just saying.
More reactions. Skinny, what was your thoughts?
Yeah,
on
what
this?
is your
Yeah.
reaction?
Did you think it was underwhelming like they did?
What?
No, underwhelming
no.
on the emotional.
Oh, sorry,
spectrum.
emotional.
They-
Sorry,
because
emotionally
we were debating-
underwhelming.
We were
Yeah.
debating whether or not, because Bo said that 8, 9, 10 will be more emotionally draining in
Yes.
episode 5.
Yeah.
Me and Brian politely disagree with that.
I didn't feel that it was more emotionally draining.
I mean,
It was good, but I didn't.
great.
say
It was a great
emotionally
episode.
draining. I
Right.
wouldn't say emotionally draining. I say it was just supercharged with a lot of things that, like, emotionally draining portion could be, hey, we finally got this asteroid to land. We're working together as a team. Da da da. Boom, and then they disappear.
Yeah,
Like,
but I was saying is like you would feel more drained out if you didn't see what happened right after. They should have kept like it should have went to
Like a cliffhanger,
like
you're
to
saying.
Forge, then like who's there goes away, and then you go to the end credits scene, which gonna do that
Okay,
one
now.
more time.
Now, no, because first of all, what have we learned from season-long cliffhangers?
No.
People get
we're not
annoyed
saying-
and fall off.
We're not saying season long. We're saying the way they could have done it was the moment the asteroid blips, go to credits.
Absolutely not.
Why? What? Because what
Again,
would happen?
Because
What would
then
happen?
that's a season finale. Right?
Exactly. You see them save the world, and then the asteroid blips, and you're like, "What the fuck?" And then it goes to credits.
Right, but like, okay, put it this way. Y'all remember when Walking Dead did this and they're like, who's gonna die? And then it was like a summer-long wait.
Right. Hold on. But
Yeah.
I'm saying
I didn't even get to finish the point. What do you mean, hold on?
I didn't finish my point. When
Hold
the
on,
blip
then.
happens, and what's the first feeling you have when the blip happens?
That they're dead.
Bong. Then you go to the credits, and after the credits, you come back with the scenes of them in Egypt, in the future, and Forge and Bishop talking. So you have a moment of actually feeling like they're dead, as opposed to, oh shit, they're dead. Nope, they're right here. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Like that to me takes away from the emotional weight, because you can't tell me this is going to be more emotionally weighing than episode 5 and immediately took away the emotional reaction. We had a scene where parents talk to their child who they're like, we're going to self-sacrifice and leave you. We're really sorry about that. And all of that is blipped into 2 seconds later. It's like, well, where's the emotional weight of that? We know they're in the future. They're going to go raise him now. Okay. I feel hit.
I choose to bow out because y'all have made up your mind and I don't have it in me right now to really try to go up against you guys. I strongly disagree, but I don't have it in me to say.
All I'm saying is after this example, after this episode, I'm not, in comparison to, like, let's say episode 5, and yes, I'm biased for the character, sure.
I know you are. Like, oh my god, let it go.
But no, but if it was Magneto,
Jesus.
if it was Gambit, or if you liked Band, it doesn't matter. You had more people that passed away, and you're like, oh shit, I have to like deal. Whereas now after this episode, there is no that feeling.
Bro, they're trying to have you to feel for the show. They're not trying to send your ass to therapy, fuck.
But they wouldn't have sent us to therapy.
How much emotional damage do you want in one 10-episode season? I'm good with how they did it.
No, but I'm saying if you told me in episode 5 you're gonna emotional damage more than what I got hit with.
Yeah. We're just saying their claim wasn't the same. We're not saying the episode wasn't bad. I think
I'm not saying you guys are saying what is bad,
things.
and I understand what you're saying, but I'm also saying, chill the fuck out, man. Like, be happy with what you got.
By the way,
I'm happy as fuck with what I got with my end credit scene. I'm happy AF.
Oh, fuck your end credit scene. Let me tell you.
Fuck you, man. I'm happy about that shit.
That whole shit before was better because how are they gonna like the whole?
By the way, Storm. By the
way,
way, Storm's not there.
She isn't.
No, she's not.
Oh, wow.
I can put it on the screen if you want, but
no, that's all good. I don't know why you're doing that. That's
because
weird.
it means that me and Brian were right with what we were saying before. Probably
Wolverine and Storm are the only two they don't show, and you know what that team is.
They don't show Morph.
He's in. He's in the scene in Egypt. I think. I'm like this.
No, he's not. He's not.
He's not. Oh, so that means.
Okay, so Morph, Wolverine, and Storm. But we know what that story is.
So you think Morph? Okay, you think Wolverine, Storm, Morph are in Age of Apocalypse. Slim and Red are raising Cable as they did in the comics, where they did that for that brief moment, but in actual Marvel history, it was like 2 days, but they were gone for like years. Yeah, and then
what was their
present day?
Their soul.
Yeah.
In present day, you only have Jubilee, Bishop, Sunspot, and Forge.
Bro, you saw the tableau.
Sorry, and those not yet shown. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. We were just talking about the people that we in that exact scene.
Because
like when they're showing at the end the people standing with who, like who's standing with who.
Because on that board, technically you have Iceman, Colossus, Kitty Pryde. I'm pretty sure they included Emma Frost on the board.
Emma Frost,
Quicksilver, and Scarlet Witch are on the board, but I couldn't read what they were.
Scarlet Witch says it's presumed dead, so it's the same thing as everybody else.
Nope.
But
So Scarlet Witch was off planet. I saw that specifically. Her, and Quicksilver specifically were said off planet.
Yeah, it does say off planet, so maybe they're with the Inhumans, possibly.
Galactic Storm, possibly.
Okay. Galactic Storm. So we have missing in action for pretty much the whole top row, which is Cyclops, Jean, Storm, Beast, Magneto, Nightcrawler. Second row, we have Wanda missing or off-world. We have Colossus, which seems like he's there. We have missing in action, missing presumed dead Morph, missing presumed dead Rogue. We have Dust. Then on the bottom, we have Cable, who's AWOL. Quicksilver is off-planet. Havoc is there. I'm trying to see the other shot of it so you can see it a little better. God damn, they made this shit small.
Yeah, they made it really hard to try and read it.
Like I'm trying to zoom in with the 1080, and even at 1080, I'm not seeing everything. So it's Charles Xavier, off planet, Dust. You have Archangel, missing, presumed dead. That's weird. I didn't know
that doesn't make sense.
It makes sense because he was in Genosha.
Okay, big facts. Right. You have what's Colossus' sister's name again? Ileana. She's okay. Iceman's okay. Havoc's okay. I don't know who this is. I guess it's Thunder. What's his name? Indigenous character.
Thunder.
Warpath.
Warpath. What's his brother?
Well, his brother is Thunder something. Yeah, I forget who his name is.
And I'm guessing Kitty Pryde is the one next to Emma. So
Kitty Pryde's her like old school costume with like the black big.
Yeah, the mask, that huge
mask.
Which we give points to Skinny then, because that's the exacting mask that she wears in Pride of X-Men. Oh yeah, that's how she looks in it, and that's what we were saying. That was the missing piece. So Skinny gets a point for that one.
I would take. I'd agree. I mean, I will take this point, and I will.
No, but I still think what you were saying fits with the idea that this is an alternate timeline that acknowledges that the team did work out of Muir Island and did do stuff. Because I know too. Yeah, because I know Jaws D was kind of like, I don't know, but I'm just like, based on everything you've said, every visual cue fits. It's just that
the only kink is the fact that technically and again, this is just based off of the OG seasons, is that they should have known Colossus and they should have known.
But again,
like I'm saying, that's like minor
variant version.
Yeah,
where
exactly.
We still have, Exodus is the character on the screen next to Cable.
Exodus. They did show. What did they say for him?
Who's Exodus?
Isn't that Colossus' brother?
No. Colossus' brother is something else. Exodus is the like old 19th centuries old like telepathic mutant who's like super powerful. He was shown in episode 5. He was with the black girl there when they were doing like the tricks and stuff. Exodus was like the big dude with the stuff on the side. He was also in Genosha, but he's like,
wasn't he a bad guy though?
He was a bad guy who was part of the Acolytes, but like later now in like Hickman, he's like a very devout mutant like he's super super religious, but he's also like he's basically like half Magneto. Like I will knight all of you, but like I won't because I'm loyal to this guy, which is Magneto.
I mean, with a name like Exodus, him being religious makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, he's super religious.
But that's the whole map. That's everyone on there. So the team is going to probably be Forge Bishop, Forge Bishop, Colossus, Exodus, Havoc, and Dust, and Bobby Drake.
I feel like Forge had no idea what he's talking about, which is why Bishop rolled up on him, and he's like, "You don't know what you're doing. Here, take care of these new mutants. I'm gonna grab these veterans.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just go over there with your Bobo head ass. You didn't find them. I searched for months. You hear Bishop scoff months. Shut up. What's wrong with you? You didn't really look. If I was Forge, I would have looked more. Poor guy. Anyways.
Oh boy. Okay. What else do we got, guys? What else do we got? What else do we see?
There was a dope amount of cameos outside of X-Men.
Yes.
Oh shit! Yeah, sorry about that. Mary Jane's alive. He found
Mary Jane's alive. Well, I mean,
and then and then Bo tweeted, "Yes, Peter found Mary Jane."
Oh shit! Okay.
So then I responded, "Okay, so I'm gonna need a 10 episode or a movie to explain how, because you're not gonna just do that."
Yeah. Well, at this point, isn't the idea that he is like they are planning to bring back that version, like that Spider-Man,
right? But like that more or less like stapled it, and kind of now you're gonna have people in your comments harassing you for years.
But that's how they're gonna do it, right? They're probably, if anything, if they're gonna bring back, you know, it'd be good if they brought back Spider-Man. You should be having a Spider-Man episode that is correlating to this, because you've seen Spider-Man now twice.
Yeah,
him actually there, or
like
at least correlate to this.
In shock.
Like,
and that's just like, oh shit. I was
I didn't see it, so I'm like, you guys are telling me all of it.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I will say this.
Shoot.
If we get Marvel's version of the DCAU, like if we get Marvel animated universe,
but like, oh yeah,
because I spoke to my buddy about it. Okay, Skinny, you had the same reaction my buddy had, where he was just like, "Nah, nigga, I don't need that shit." I was just like, "Whoa, you guys don't want an X-Men show, a Spider-Man show in the same universe, some Avengers in the same universe?" And he was just like, "No, give me X-Men, continue X-Men, give me the Spider-Man show, and just sprinkle in everyone else. Cloak and Dagger, sprinkle them over in New York. Daredevil, sprinkle in."
I did Leonardo DiCaprio when I saw Cloak and Dagger. I was just like, because
yeah, big time.
Don't put Cloak and Dagger, like and then I was like, you guys did them properly. Good job.
Yes,
good job.
We got Cloak and Dagger, we got Daredevil, we got Psylocke.
We got Psylocke, we got North Star,
you got a good chunk of Alpha Flight.
Puck, North Star, his sister.
Yeah, we got almost all of Alpha
almost
Flight.
all, except for Vindicator.
Why was Psylocke with them though? I've never seen
Psylocke is never in the right place at the right time. That's why
she was like
I've never seen Psylocke with them.
Exactly. They're just like, let's throw in Psylocke. We don't have a telepath on the team right now. Oh, Emma Frost, let's throw in Psylocke. Also, Psylocke was supposed to be a part of the original when season 4 ended. They were going to end it there. Jean and people were going to leave the team. Archangel and Cyclops are going to replace Jean and Cyclops.
Okay.
And then they didn't do that. They went with season 5, did what they did with season 5, and here we are. So I think this is all like alludement to maybe not. There's just a bunch of mutants to pick from. Have your pick, guys. Go crazy. I guess.
One thing that sorry, go on, Brian.
The only reason I say I wouldn't be mad at a universe, because, and I'm not saying to do like a big universe, but you know, like the DCAU did decent like projects where everything was kind of connected just enough that it was entertaining. Like you did a solo show for Superman, a solo show for Batman, you did Justice League, and you did Justice League Unlimited.
And all of them had just little cameos enough to make sure it's just like how they did. Example, if there was a Spider-Man episode or season,
right,
you've already done enough of including Spider-Man in this. And if anything, in the Spider-Man one, you could have like Daredevil moments so that you're like, okay, so it's the same Daredevil, like, you know. And then if anything, you just time on a moment to this moment, because it's like universal. They're not gonna ignore it.
And I say bring in the Fantastic Four.
Well, yeah, with what they did with Homie. Yeah,
we saw Reed Richards.
Yeah, they did, and they were all animated. Now, I love this idea.
All right,
great in the 90s. No, just wait. Man, you're gonna hear me. You're gonna hear me when I say this.
I'm listening.
You're gonna hear me. No, not like in that. I mean, you're gonna hear me as in, you know what happened to the DC movies when their animation got too good.
Well, okay, I know how you feel about their animation.
No, I mean the animation was great.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
then the live action was
Oh, you're saying they can't
No.
focus on both?
No. These people can't focus. They're too greedy.
You can if because now you can as long as you keep the departments separate.
Nah, I mean,
And
yeah,
you don't
no.
mess around, and you don't cave to people being like, make Bo the person who does the live action. No, leave the people who know what they're doing to what they're doing.
What do you mean?
I don't want
know what they're doing.
I'll put it this way: I don't want Bruce Timm to make a Batman movie.
No, obviously not. But like, you see the layup that this guy gave anybody, and we have a whole reel about it. So I'm not going to do it again. We saw what happened with Bo and his layup.
Yeah,
I don't see why he wouldn't do a movie based on I'm not trusting anybody to handle a property I just brought back and made crisp for you to just be like fluffernutter. Like I don't need you to do that.
Okay, hear me out. Hear me out.
No,
I understand what Dave's saying. Skinny, hear me out for 1 second. Make Bo the Feige of the animated universe.
Well, he's okay. I almost feel like they did that. I feel like they haven't done
it yet. They need more than one show.
They for sure kayfabe fired him.
I'm saying
to get like an initial weird like, oh my god, I guess I have to watch this show now. They basically kayfabe fired him because a lot of people were worried about all the the inclusiveness that people were saying X-Men is woke, blah, 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 all that stupidness. So they kayfabe fired him, said, listen, go sit down for a bit. Around week 3-5, you start tweeting again, pretending like nothing happened, but just go on and do about your business. And then when we get a new show, we'll announce you as proper showrunner of this, whether it's Spider-Man 98, whether it's Avengers, EMH, or some kind of whatever. But yeah, Bo might be the guy for their animation.
You're saying like they fired him. But as much as it's fired, it's more like they promoted him in the form of what looks.
They hushed him.
Yeah, they hushed him. But we like essentially we're firing you because we don't want you working on this anymore. We want you to work on this. But I hate that I like what you're saying.
They just moved him.
So they just moved him so that because if they said he left the show, motherfuckers would be like, "What did he leave the show for?"
Right.
But if they straight up, "Hey, we fired you,"
they don't want the audience to get mad.
Right.
Not at them.
And no one's found a crumb about anything bad that happened.
This is pretty nasty. If Skinny's right, it's a nasty fucking WWE style play.
Super marketing. It's not super marketing, man. That's marketing for kids now.
If this is what happened, let's look at it this way. Marvel has Bo, sees the fucking show and goes, shit, this nigga hit home run. What the fuck we gonna do now? We need him to run up the Spider-Man show we want to bring back, and we need him to run up expanding some shit. Okay. You can't do this show anymore. What do you mean? This is the show I want to do. Nah. We've had complaints. You're fired. Wait, what? Okay.
Yeah.
Back office meeting. You're not actually fired. We need to make it look like you're gone. You're just gonna sit it out. And then when the show's popping off, you can jump back in the comments, do your thing. It's all good.
Because when have you ever heard them announce a 3-4 season, 5 season renewal to a show with no showrunner?
Wild.
Super wild.
He technically wrote the other 2 seasons.
Well, that's the thing. In interviews, he's openly said he has 4 seasons planned out, and then he got fired before the first one even started airing. So, yeah, that's honestly Skinny.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
I'm not tweeting about a product.
You're onto something.
I'm not here tweeting, doing live tweets, doing show interviews, doing podcast interviews for a show I got fired from, dog. What are you talking about?
Big facts. Skinny, this is a weird fucking like 3-pointer, and it looks like it's going in. I am
Steph Curry from mid-court 3-pointer.
No, you're on the other side of the court, bro.
Because
you're in the parking lot.
It kind of explains a few things. It explains why no one said anything, which is very James Gunn situation. Like, oh, we're just gonna do this, and then everyone stops talking about it. And when everyone stops talking about it, we eventually bring you back.
That also factors in too. But I didn't mention James, but that factors in a lot too.
It factors in like an X factor. That's what that sounds like.
X factor.
Oh, so y'all did you say
Huge nerd.
Y'all see Cyclops do that before he let go the optic blast?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I am fully.
Did the move from the game where he did in the game when they do the specials, all the X-Men form an X with their hand in some kind of way in Marvel vs. Capcom. So before he was about to let go, he just said, "You're not going to take my family," and just went, oh, and then
and Jadessa full optic blast. Like one of the things about him is he's always essentially holding back this insane energy, and he let the whole to the point where after he let the blast go, the man had to take a knee, like, oh shit.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So
That's so sick.
So
it
good.
is. It's pretty beautiful.
I think they're gonna do an X Factor or X Force, either shows or miniseries or something. Based
That's what
off
Cable being AWOL is. Cable
Yeah.
was AWOL. He was jumping through the time stream
Yeah.
and people. So he might
Yeah.
just be like, Cannon,
Also-
Sunfire, come with me. Bum, bum. No.
Oh my god!
This man admitted that he did this 200 times trying to save his mother.
We watched a few of those times
Yeah.
thinking about it. My man also got his arm ripped off and beaten in the face with it.
That was rough.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I'm glad Nightcrawler didn't get like you remember what happened in the comics with Nightcrawler and Bastion?
I actually don't remember. No.
He went to go save Hope. So okay, and this is how Nightcrawler dies in the comics. He goes to they're fighting Bastion. It's his second coming or something.
Yeah.
Bastion is about to run up on Hope and like punch her through the chest. Nightcrawler teleports right in front of her and then bamps away with an arm in his chest. So I was just like, and there was many times when he was fighting Bastion, I was like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, and they didn't.
Because there's
If I didn't get my end credit scene, I'd be going on a tangent right now. But
you'd be mad if you didn't get, but it's just him being like so much death and he's playing with dirt. Oh, I get it. Okay.
Yeah, no shit.
Skinny,
the second he put his hand down, I'm like,
you
yes.
can't be, Skinny, I started the episode by doing mea culpa. You can't be mad at him because he legit accurately called this last week.
I mean, he did. I'm not mad at him. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I wonder why. Oh, but because like with that,
Yeah.
it's gonna be. I like Apocalypse. I love Mans, right?
Right.
Like Apocalypse in the comics is G. Like I love him now. He's such a dope, bad, good guy. Like he's amazing. But
Like his Spawn, you mean, or him?
no, like him, like him in the Hickman run. Apocalypse is G. Like he's the best person, one of the best characters. But like especially with X of Swords and everything, and how he's just like, yo, the survival of the fittest. He's like, you fight, you get to fight me. If you win, you get to live. And the girl,
But X of Swords is recent, right? Is it
X of Swords is recent, but
so
there's
is,
like also,
is it like the kid that they grow up as Apocalypse?
Oh, that one. I remember that kid.
No,
That's the
no,
X-Force one you're talking about.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, no, I just wanted to know. I wasn't sure.
But then you're gonna show the Ensaban Nur, which it's like that's a sympathy story. Like Ensaban Nur rises up against Ramatut, aka Kang, in his time. Which why'd they show that golden thing, which is clearly Kang? Like these guys, I don't.
There's so much that they're doing.
I'm scared.
It's gonna be crazy, guys. X-Men 97. This is just the tip of the iceberg of things to come.
Just come back before 2025, please.
Yes, please. Please, no long breaks. Please. I know animation.
I'm rewatching this over the summer. Like,
this is.
I'll just skip episode 5.
I already missed it.
Disney Plus is going to make a lot of money off of people staying subscribed just to rewatch. Mind you, I would say if they wanted to really be smart, and I know they're not going to do it, but they could put the DVD Blu-rays out.
I would buy it in a second.
You know how I'm telling you right now, there's so many people I know who have said they would buy the Blu-ray of this first season right now, immediately. They're just like, if you put this on Blu-ray, I would buy the season. So
it's Fry take my money meme.
Yeah.
Like,
so you can have Disney Plus or you can put out the Blu-ray. Not everyone's gonna wait for Disney Plus. And I'm sorry, I love y'all over there. Well, actually, I don't love y'all because you do some shit, but you guys have taken stuff down, and I'm not gonna trust you to leave everything up forever. So I would rather just own the Bluray.
Where are the weekenders? That's all.
Homie, don't even start.
Where's Fillmore, nigga? Like, where the fuck is
Skinny?
Anyway, no.
Skinny?
Nope.
Skinny?
Nope.
Lloyd in space,
bro.
Where the fuck is Lloyd in space? Pepper and
space.
Homie, the list I have of Disney Plus shows that were not on Disney Plus that I was just like, why am I paying for this shit? Y'all don't even have the best cartoons from when I was a kid. Anyways, we're not gonna start this. We're not gonna start this. I'm just gonna speaking of pissed off, some of us were a little upset that Kendrick didn't decide to reply, even though I understand he didn't.
He has a song of the summer. What are you replying for?
Exactly, and I get that. That's
me
why...
begrudgingly in my car today. Played Not Like Us. I don't like that song. I don't like that, nigga. I'm Canada Pride. I'm so mad about how this whole past week's been going on because Americans got what they want. They never wanted our boy down there. You understand?
That's fair. I will say
they never wanted our boy down there.
They don't like the fact that a Canadian held the
title of rap. Basically, Canadian Roman Reigns the shit for 10 years.
Yes,
right.
And they don't like it. Ness, you can make that face, but they don't like it. It's like how Canadians don't like that the Americans have the Stanley Cup all the time.
Sure. Sure. We can put him in that box. Sure.
They are mad at it. They are.
Yes,
They're
I agree
mad.
with that. I agree
Okay.
with that.
They call us Canadian, corny Canadian dude, this, that, whatever, all the time. So
That's
like,
true. They do make fun of us.
me being deep in this hip hop stuff, as much as Brian is, I'm Canada pride about it, because when that happened, personally, especially when I was really going hard back in 2014 when that happened, I was actively trying to go in Kanye myself, not Kanye myself, but try to reach that level.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I saw Drake as hope. I saw Drake as, oh my gosh, we could do this. Oh wow. And then it lasted for 10 years.
But
And then I know the weird shit, which you can't deny. And then Homeboy,
not just the weird shit. It's just like, but like, look what he turned into. Like, it's like,
I mean,
so part of the thing with Drake is
propeller dick children. What's going on?
like, I don't blame them for making fun of us because he's like, I'm sorry, but he's he's clowning all the time.
right. Okay,
Like-
so one of the things that we have to address with Drake likes to do the meme stuff. He likes being memed.
He's a meme.
He invented the meme, me and I'm okay
Yes,
type of mentality.
he leaned into it hard. The only thing is, much like how Joe Rogan leaned into the conservative Proud Boy. I'm just saying. I'm not saying they're the same.
Damn.
I'm not saying they're the same. I'm not saying they're the same. But I'm saying what happens is in media a lot of the times is a person will see an audience liking their stuff and lean to that audience ever so slowly. Yeah, and I don't know if they mean to or if they just kind of, because of the praise, tend to just enjoy it. And Joe Rogan leaned into some of the more conspiracy style stuff and conversations and some of these conversations that when I watched Joe Rogan back in the day, Joe Rogan wasn't talking like that. He was a comedian who liked to crack dumb jokes. He liked the MMA. He did say some stuff that was like very pro-masculine, but he didn't seem like negative. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it turned into, don't do this. Take these pills. And you're like, oh, buddy, what are you? You're not a doctor. Calm down. You're an internet warrior. And then on the other side, you have Drake.
He got too confident.
Yes. And Drake is a rapper who, is a chameleon.
Who got too confident.
Who got really confident, and the audience just kept. And when he started getting into the meme stuff and being funny, and he's an actor, and he got the applause and the praise, he started leaning into that character a little bit more and a little bit more. But at the same time, I will give him credit for always picking good people to work with, always knowing which trends are coming next. And you don't maintain a position on the charts for 10 years if you're not good. He had
Especially
to be
when you're the first Canadian. It's uncharted territory.
Yeah, he's a great pop artist.
Damn,
right.
He's a great pop artist. But that's what he is. I'm sorry. That's the truth of it. That's the truth of it. He's good at being a pop artist. Like,
he did it one more time for like 10 years. That's all.
Bro, shut up.
What? What was it? Hate? Is it hate with truth?
Shut up. God damn it.
Listen, I like Drake. I enjoy his music. I think he's entertaining.
I wasn't expecting this for the boy. Why do they always gotta go after people I like?
No, because I like him though. I like him though. That's the thing. I do like Drake, but like he is what he is.
No, I hear
he's
you.
A pop artist. Like that's what he is.
God damn it.
we all just need to accept that.
It's hard to I can accept that he's a pop artist that's got bars, but it's really just like, man.
That's just saying pop artist like some people say the N-word with a hard R. Like
right?
she's putting so much emphasis on the pop.
Yeah, he's
a pop artist.
He's a artist, man.
To me, I'm sorry because listen, I mean, I'm proud that he's Canadian. That's cool, but like at the same time, he's like the Taylor Swift of hip hop.
Oh shit!
Damn, like no.
That's why he did the duo.
Taylor Swift.
Even though Kendrick's done featured songs with her, not Drake, and you gonna call him?
I'm so happy that you're
okay. I'm not proud of everything Kendrick has done, but like
I'm proud of every word you said.
In terms of like skill and like what he's, anyways, I think he's talented. I like his music. I'm just saying it is what it is. He's a pop artist.
People to get Kendrick out of here the same way. I mean, understand? Like it's not levels. There's levels to it, but I want people to get Kendrick out of here the same way they're trying to get Drake out of here. You know what I mean? Like
what you mean?
like that stuff about Dave Free and your wife and you guys aren't together and so on and so forth. Why'd you hit her? Because it was self. She tried because she's bigger than you. All that funny stuff is stuff that real internet like hardcore should go in at and actually like, man, make a meme about that. Give me a wedding song for that.
What's like tough about that is we don't know what's true and what's not. Like
on both sides.
Exactly.
No, for sure. But Skinny,
the one has a catchier song.
You and I had this conversation though, because Skinny and I had this conversation offline, and Skinny said this to me, and I said, "But Skinny, the only difference is you can make a song a funny joke about a BBL on Drake. You can't make a funny joke about
beating someone.
Domestic abuse doesn't translate into.
Let me try that. Watch me make an AI song with the same tune as BBL jersey.
Don't do it, buddy. It just doesn't go well.
It's like, all right.
No, but I'm saying, like,
piss me off today. I'm in my basement walking downstairs. All you hear me saying is BBL jersey, BBL jersey. I'm like, fuck.
That is the most insanely catchy track. But the fact that, can you imagine you say to someone in a diss track, shut up and play them drums. And then this man says,
ass up and make some drums.
This man says, say less, and then goes, baby. How you gonna turn around and say, all right, nigga, I got you, and then make the best fucking hip hop beat of the summer using, oh my god,
it was come on, it was a slap in the face.
It's so funny though.
But okay, so
ultimately, I think at the end of this whole thing, we can acknowledge that in this battle, Kendrick has won.
I'm not saying that.
I will say, I say this only because
I'm Team Maul over here. I'm not saying that.
That's fair.
Your team what?
I'm Team Maul.
Maul is from the Rory and Maul the podcast.
He
equally says he doesn't want to just say it's over that way. That's fair. Mm-hmm. I would say though, if Kendrick put out the number one song ever on Spotify.
Shut up. It's just back to back, but a different year. It's literally the same thing. When everyone was clowning Meek and part of me who was like, oh, poor Meek. Now I'm just like, God damn, man. How are you gonna make this banger? Like, while I'm crip walking to it, I'm just like, man, I hate this song.
The fact that it is the fastest the hip hop song to reach 100 million listens faster than any other hip hop track on Spotify. It's on number one. A lot of people are like, "Oh, it's only number one on Spotify." Then it got number one on Billboard. People are playing it at weddings. People are playing it in like spin classes. They're playing BBL Drizzy in spin classes. Like, bro. I'll say this because I said this to my partner, and I'll say this to everyone listening, and I'm gonna look right into the camera like I do every once in a while. Drake is going to be fine because, like we said at the beginning of this, he likes to be memed. So all he has to do is not get mad, and all y'all can laugh. And when the summer's done, and his name has been playing constantly,
he's still going to be at the top.
He's going to be fine. So
in true kayfabe form, obviously, I think when this was originally contorted, they were like, "Yo, rap's down. We can't tour off nothing. Nobody's charting us for 2023. Rap's down. Here's what we gonna do. I know y'all hate me. I know you all hate me. And I need a vacation. So tell you what, come get your boy. Let's really do this.
This is a heavy take.
And then somewhere along the lines, like when it was like,
stop it.
Drake, I know you're gonna get me. Give me a second before you get me.
Lazarus Pit type resurrection here?
No, but look, watch. Drake is like, listen, this is how we're gonna do it. Originally, J. Cole was gonna be a part of this, and then they're like, okay, we're gonna go back and forth. We're gonna reinvigorate hip hop, get the charts up, get summer going, And then Cole got a wind of what Kendrick was cooking, while also knowing Drake was cooking. Cole's like, you know what? I'm good.
I'm out. Yeah.
And Drake's like, why? Why? I don't understand. Why are you leaving? Let me go and make these short jokes. Haha, short jokes. And then Kendrick's like, I don't like the way you look. I don't like the way you dress.
I hate you.
I hate when you say nigga.
Yeah.
You're just not black. What's this about a daughter? And it's like, so they went too far. But all to say, with this,
they went too far.
The torch is passed.
100%.
The torch is officially passed. Kendrick's your king now. Drake's gonna go on his little vacation. Be gone for a minute, I hope. Just be gone.
Yeah.
Stay down, stay low. And in 5 years, he'll rise again when, Kendrick.
Not even 5 years, though.
Not
Not even 5 years.
2 years. Don't give him 2 summers.
Everyone's gonna forget about this in a month.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you give him 2 summers.
Yeah, I agree. By next summer, I'm thinking he comes back. I say next summer.
Drake's petty as shit, though. So he will make y'all feel it without a summer of him.
Oh, you know what, though? Yes. Okay, you know what, Skinny? I'll say this. Not this summer and not next summer, but October next year. October 2025, OVO, October's very own returns.
OVO?
No, don't do that.
No, you
do that.
Oh my God.
You know what, though? Again.
I had to.
Ness is coming out with the shots.
It was just funny. It was just funny.
I'm just loving it.
Because, it stands for October's very own, so it's October's very ho. I don't...
Guys, you don't understand.
I get it.
When he said that, I almost cried because I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that. What do you mean?
The fact that they're making like merengue version.
You got an influence. You're dangerous.
They're making merengue version, guys. Like the
I just thought it was funny.
No, it OVO is fucking hilarious.
It's hilarious.
I thought it was so funny.
The fact that people have not been saying OVO this entire time, like, how did we not see that one?
When he said that, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, why did we? How did we not see this?
When are we dissing whole crews? Like whole.
That's what I'm saying. That's the thing. That's the thing.
I mean?
No one had a reason.
No one's calling it TD Skeet. Like, no. Like,
no. Hold on. That wasn't
taking shots, guys. Like,
that was an attack directly at Drake. That was not an attack at his team and whatever. That was directly at him because he started OVO, right?
Dude, they're coming out in shotgun, like they're coming out with shotguns and Uzis on the streets verbally. I'm saying, well, I mean, in some cases not so much verbally, but like they're going crazy.
I will say though,
I just thought it was funny.
I get what you're saying, Ness. But I do think that Kendrick was just like, nah, I'm gonna shoot at your whole crew. Like OVO is a shot at the entire organization.
Really?
You can't. It's the name of the entire organization. You can't say OVO. Like October's very own is the name of the whole organization.
They have a whole clothing line in stores that won't be sold now.
No, I know, but I thought it was more a shot directly at him because it's his brand.
Crew and
he said OVO, and the other one was he said something vaginal, like that. The other OVO, like he said, does OVO stand for Operation Vaginal something? And it was just like when he said that line, I was just like, oh my God, sir, you are trying to find.
He got mad.
You know when you're in a science project with a kid and you guys all assign yourselves parts, and then the one kid who just like, nah, I'm just gonna do my part on this. You have this random paragraph on the hovercraft. That's Kendrick right now. You're just like, what? We were supposed to be talking about volcanoes. What are you doing?
What is happening now, guys? I'm gonna say something controversial.
Let's go.
I'm gonna say something controversial, and I think I hope everyone's ready to hear it. So Drake is an entertainer.
Yes.
He's a pop rapper. Right? We're okay with that?
Yeah.
Kendrick is a lyricist rapper with a message. He's a poet.
Could he also be kind of like mini pop?
I mean, I would say he leans pop. He's not, but he leans pop in the sense that hip hop is still a very popular genre.
It's also because of his status, though.
Right. Now, I'm gonna
once
say
you reach that point, you have to do some like pop songs.
Agreed. And I'm gonna say something else that I feel might sound a little crazy. Not to include this person in the beef, but Gambino is a modern day Renaissance man. Yes. Now, Ness, you're gonna be upset with this next part, though. Gambino is very similar to Drake.
Yeah, I hope they get him in the hell out of here.
In the sense that Gambino and Drake are both rappers that didn't have a style and are chameleon rappers. They adjust to the people they're rapping with. The only difference is Gambino is a Renaissance man, so he adapts differently and creates art with what he's doing, whereas Drake just raps. Now, now I'm not saying this to insult Gambino, but I'm saying when I listen back to Gambino's catalog, his style has changed every single, like he changes styles regularly, and it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, Janessa looks like she's gonna freak the.
She's like, give me a second. Give me a minute.
I'm letting you finish.
Yeah, she's gonna cut you.
Yeah.
Big foot, little foot, get out the way. Why is he singing slave songs, man? And you know that's appeal to no offense, that's appeal to white people. So you're gonna have a bunch of white people in a club be like, big foot, little foot, get out of it. Like, no, that's not for you. Friggin' Gambino, man. All right, go on, finish the point.
But you like Gambino, you like Atlanta, you love his stuff. Yeah, so
I love him when he acts, I love him when he sings because he has a beautiful singing voice. Yeah, but like I saw with This Is America. Great song.
Yeah,
love the song. Okay, cool.
Great song.
You get it, you're an activist, but then the video right after, you're gonna do some like weird and like no one else is gonna connect with that unless you're us or from, and then to other people outside are like, oh, this is a fun little tricky song. I like this. Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Like, no, come on, man.
Childish Gambino is, and I think Jaws said it once on the show. He is what's the term I'm trying to think of? Because it's not just rap. He's just, and I use the word Renaissance man because
he's
artist.
Okay, yeah, sorry, Janessa, please.
Hit him.
How do you feel?
Brian.
He's what you call, and this is a popular term in the Gen Z era, a multidisciplinary artist. So he's,
by the way, that's just the word Renaissance man, but longer. That's what Renaissance
whatever.
Man means. It's funny that Gen Z uses the word Renaissance man, but multidisciplinary. That's literally what a Renaissance man was.
But sure, you're probably right. I'm just saying he's to me is the true definition of that, because Drake is not the same thing as Drake. To me, Childish is somebody who's grown and evolved. I'm only
talking about Childish as a rapper, not as an artist.
Even as a rapper.
As a rapper,
as an artist, as a rapper, it's the same thing.
No, because I would say that Childish Gambino is an artist. He creates different types of arts. He does visual arts, like
including his music.
Yes, I would say
different types of music.
I would say, for example, This Is America was a song he wrote, but the video is the plate the song is served on, because the video is the main. He wanted that video to make a statement, so that's why that video has so many like clues and he had
he's controversial.
And it's great. But when I'm thinking like a rapper and a creator, that's different to me from artists. Like Drake is a rapper. Okay, yes, they're all artists in the sense that they're creating art, but Childish is doing something more than just rapping.
But this is where I see it differently. I don't see Childish as a rapper. I think when he started in music, I think he went into rapping because he's a black man trying to get into music.
And usually, it's the popular genre.
Exactly. So I think he started with rap, but I don't think he's technically I don't think he's necessarily a rapper.
But that's
I think
what
he just.
And I would say Drake, same thing. And I would say the reason I say that is because they didn't have a specific style as rappers. They were mimicking whoever. Gambino himself acknowledges that he was doing Wayne on this track and this person on this track.
Yeah,
and even
for sure.
And even on this Alta Vista, when you put him next to 21 Savage and these guys, you notice he has a different flow. And I'm just like, I'm not mad at it, but I'm just like, oh, I see what you're doing. You're a chameleon rapper. Your style adapts around the people that you're with. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that's a thing I noticed that he does and Drake does. And maybe there's some other people do it.
Okay, I kind of see what you're saying in that sense. And
I don't think it's a bad thing.
To be honest, I actually don't like when Childish does features. So that was one thing I was gonna say is for his album. I liked his album, but I didn't like that he did so many features. I did like the songs, however. The songs that he did features with, I thought they were good. Right. But I do find that he not limits himself, but he kind of changes his style based on the artist he's featuring with. Right. So I agree with that.
Yeah.
And I didn't think the album was as good as Awaken My Love.
Right.
And maybe it has to do with the features.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Also the fact that the album is a rehash of the same album from before. That was the other thing that I thought was, because this is the same 31520, the album that he did before. He essentially took that down and re-uploaded the album with new tracks.
Really?
Yeah, that's what it is. It's the same album. Like if
I
you
did
look
not
up,
realize.
if that's a I feel like he did that specifically because most people didn't notice that 31520. Because when you told me, oh, he has a new album, and I listened to it, I was just like, I've heard these songs before, and then I looked it up, and I was just like, yeah, this is the
But
album.
wasn't it only a few songs?
Yeah, but first of all, he changed all the names to the songs. Like the songs had numbers before, and now they had actual names.
Okay.
Except for Time with Ariana Grande and Algorithm. Those had titles, but the other ones had just like timestamps, which I think were the run times of those songs. But then on top of that, he added a song, like the Summer Walker song, if I'm not mistaken, isn't on the original album. And again, I'm not mad at that. I don't mind that he did that. I was actually saying to it feels like a cheat code because in the world, and for those of you who may not know, in the world of streaming numbers, your albums, you want an album to go like platinum. I don't know if these songs were renamed on Spotify and if they kept their original runs, or because someone, like, I read an article that said he took the albums down and re-released them as this. So I guess the numbers refresh. Actually, I'll check right now because
if that's the case,
Are you less impressed now that you know it's a rehash of an album?
Yeah, for sure.
I was worried you would say that.
Well, like, especially it's been a while since he dropped an album, so it's like you would think, oh, this is something he's been working on for years. But
no, unfortunately,
in this case, it's not.
No, yeah, it's weird because I'm trying to see the numbers for the spins on the album to see so if you look up if you look up his albums, he has Because the Internet, Awaken My Love, Camp, and then his latest one is Alta Vista, but the 31520 is gone, and he removed it on all DSPs.
Oh, wow.
And then he released Alta Vista as is now.
That's crazy because I don't even think I caught 31520.
Pandemic album. Yeah, pandemic album early in the pandemic too.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Most people didn't notice it. And that's maybe why he decided to re-release it.
Oh my goodness.
But it was, hey, I'm not mad at it. I appreciated that you asked because you said you wanted to talk about it. So I was like, oh, I'll listen to it.
Okay, and when I because he did. Yeah, you're right. I'm seeing like the song with Ariana Grande, 21 Savage. Like these are songs that were on 21. Yeah, and 2115.
And then is it 321? Okay. And then what's the one the original
sorry,
name?
1520.
What's the original name of the one with 21 Savage?
It is 1238.
Right. Which I think is the runtime 1, 2, 3. Yes, it would be the fourth song. And on this album, it's called Psilocybin.
Yeah.
You'll Love. And I was just like, and when I heard that one specifically, I was like, man, I love this song. And I was like, I feel like I've heard this song before. And
then interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not mad at it.
Okay.
I'm not mad at it. I think it's cool.
It's less cool now.
Yeah, see, I feel like some people wouldn't necessarily like, because I understand what you're saying. If you expected to find out that an artist had been working on music this whole time, that when you thought they weren't working on music and then you got a new album, you're just like, fuck yes, Gambino, I love his stuff. But then when you find out, oh, this is your album you did 4 years ago that
you left untitled.
Yeah, you left untitled.
Jeez. Kind of scam thing is that?
Nah,
man, it's mad hate, bro. He put out an album with no cover, no track listing. It's really just blank on the cover of it. And everyone's like, oh, what song is this? It's just the timestamps. And you're like, Feel Like Summer is 3, 4, 5, 20. Oh, okay. Like trying to be like, artistic and like genius and whatever. And then when he realized it didn't work, he's like, well, guess I'm repackaging this out. Pink Friday too. Idiot. Such a goof, man.
Skinny, tell us how you really feel.
I think y'all firing today. That's all you're doing.
Oh my God. That's so funny.
I mean, that makes it less cool. But that explains, like, because I kept thinking to myself, why do I don't like it more than Awaken My Love?
Right.
But I was like, it's probably because of the features.
Right.
Because I find when he does features, he tends to like tame himself more.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. That's why Awaken My Love to me was like that one like blew my mind because that was like peak Childish for me for his music. Like I feel like he really tapped into his talent.
Yeah.
But like when he has features and stuff, he just kind of like he tames it. He kind of like what you said, like he changes the way he does the music based on the artist, I guess, that he's working with.
100%.
Which I understand, but
and again, I never thought of that as a bad thing. I think he does it. I think Drake does it. I think there's a few artists who are probably at the top of the game who adapt to the sounds that are popular and find a way.
That's how you stay relevant.
Right. And I'm not mad that they do that. I know some people don't love it, but I'm personally okay with it because for me as a music programmer, I need you to sound different so that specifically when I program some of these artists into playlists, there are some artists that I get in the system, like people complain heavily that they're repetitive. And it's because their style is so unique and so similar. And that whenever you play their songs, even if it's like you have 20 songs by them out of 1,000 songs, the people in the stores are hearing that same style and they're just like, the playlist is really repetitive. I keep hearing the same songs over and over. And then I'll look and I'll be like, you haven't had a song. Some of these songs don't play for 2 days at a time, but it's because Ariana Grande sounds very similar from one song to this song.
Yeah.
And makes sense. The reason she sounds similar is because half of her songs are being written by Taylor Parks. Shout out to Taylor Parks at one point. So all the Taylor Parks songs sound similar because Ariana Grande is doing Taylor Parks's type music. And then you have those, you have those other producers. I can't remember their names right now, but those guys that have produced Katy Perry, Taylor Swift, and everybody, and all those pop songs
like
sound
Billboard and those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you hear these people have a very specific sound, and then these artists, even to the point where what's it called when they send them the track before
reference,
the reference track. Even to the point where, like, sometimes when the reference tracks leak, you're just like, well, no wonder all these Sia songs sound the same because the people who are writing these 3 Sia songs use this reference artist. And then you find out Sia was a reference artist back in the day for these people. And then that's why all those songs sound the same. And you're like, okay, so you guys are all just using these reference tracks to mimic how this person wants you to sing. And it's their style of singing. So that's the music industry, unfortunately, for those of you who don't know. And that's okay, because that's how they're making money. And the people who are doing things that are different aren't getting as much shine, but I'm trying to program them in playlists and people are trying to push them. So shout outs to Roster. If you guys are looking for a place to find out about new artists, it's this site, ROSTR. It's an industry site. And it tells you who's popping in the industry right now from the industry side of things. So like a bunch of these TikTok stars for sure that don't have labels, aren't signed yet, but are popping off because their track does well. Or there's even a track called Like That by a girl named Layla that came out in 2023 that was hot on TikTok for a minute before the other Like That came out. And she's fantastic. So you guys should probably check her stuff out too.
Just don't put out a country album if you're not accustomed to doing it.
Oh, that's facts.
Because people will come for your neck.
Facts. You know who should put out a country album now that country Skinny, you know who I'm going to say. Do you want to say it? Do you want to say it?
No,
you don't
say it.
T-Pain.
Oh, actually wasn't thinking you saying that.
Oh
yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, no. Yeah, but don't ruin him.
Sure, but T-Pain
that would be interesting though.
T-Pain admitted he has written country songs and he put his name on them and got hate. So he just stopped putting his name on them. But he has been writing country music songs for a minute. And now that it's becoming slightly more accessible, and like I've mentioned on the podcast before, music trend-wise, I know Skinny's made a very valid point about the fact that hip-hop found a way to kind of reclaim the top of the charts very well because Taylor Swift and the country scene had been blowing up and had moved up. But I have to say, we have to acknowledge hip hop did their thing and came back, but country
we can't let that happen. We can't let the country. Come on.
So country might have to wait another summer, but by next year, country's going to be trying to come back again. But T-Pain doing a country album would be pretty cool.
I agree. Actually, I would listen to it.
I'm with it.
I would see it. I got something for us. This is going to be a little different. It's only a minute, but it's the news. And Skinny, you're gonna hate this because it's done by AI.
Oh my mother!
I was so happy. I was so happy when I made it.
Geek Cypher News. We begin today with the passing of a titan. Independent film pioneer Roger Corman, known for the cult classic 1994's Fantastic Four, has died at 98. Moving on to Marvel news, Academy Award winner Nicolas Cage is attached to star in a live-action Spider-Man noir series for MGM+. Disney Plus continues to expand its Marvel offerings. The Kathryn Hahn-led Agatha All Along premieres September 18th with a 2-episode debut. This spin-off from WandaVision promises to delve deeper into Agatha Harkness's mysterious world. Marvel fans can also look forward to the return of Daredevil in Daredevil Born Again on Disney Plus in March 2025. Additionally, the streaming service will debut the Ironheart series in 2025 and the Wonder Man series in 2026. Finally, in legal news, Marvel Studios has reportedly subpoenaed Instagram in an attempt to identify a user who leaked information about the upcoming film Captain America: Brave New World.
There you go, folks.
Why'd you say it like that?
The last time you let that happen, I will talk over the entire time next time you do that.
The reason I did it that way
I
is
do not want to be replaced.
Dave,
In my job,
Dave.
I might be replaced by a robot. I'm not going to be replaced by a robot in my own fucking
Dave.
show.
The reason I did that is because it delivered all the headlines in 1 minute, and now we have 9 minutes to talk about whichever headline you like the most.
You know what the headline is? Brian never doing that again. That's the headline I want to put up.
This hater.
Right up there. Brian
You
shall
guys-
never.
did
I will
you
talk
guys-
over. I will mimic what it is saying next time. I could read it off. I'm more than happy to read it off in a minute.
Oh my god.
Was it that bad, Janessa?
Yes.
How was it bad? How was it bad? Is it bad because you didn't like the...
It was cute.
There you go.
You are what you.
I'm not too mad at it. It was just it was a little robotic, but I mean, you know,
Yeah, it was a bit robotic, but like it was
But-
entertaining.
yeah,
Guys.
with the Indian accent, that would have been great.
I'll try. Skinny,
No, don't try. Leave it
Pointers.
alone.
He's
man.
sucking you in, Skinny. We're talking over it next time.
Guys, I don't understand this negativity.
Brian
We're
loves
supposed to
AI.
be talking about a hero who passed away.
And what did the script call it? Because I didn't even tell it to do that. I wrote, please write. I gave it the headlines and I said, write me a script. I used Gemini. It wrote the script and it wrote that script exactly as you heard. It called him a Titan. I didn't call him a Titan because I don't think he's a Titan. But when I saw it called him a Titan,
that movie is great, is amazing, and it deserves to be in our lives.
there's one version of the script where I told it this is Dave's favorite Fantastic Four movie, and it even said it in the script, and I was like, no, I'm not giving Dave that. So for those of you who are listening, just so you know, the instrumental was AI, the voice was AI, and the script was AI. The whole thing.
And next week's show will be all AI. We won't be here anymore.
It's true. You won't be here next week, so next week's
That
episode is
nasty. That beat was AI. Come on, B.
yeah. Hold on,
Dave
I'll
was
play
mad.
I'll play the beat in the background again. Yeah, I literally hip-hop beat, heavy drums, orchestral style, and this is what it produced. That's it.
It's giving like step up.
yeah.
My career as a producer is
Not
Birdo.
skinny. Don't you dare, because we know BBL Drizzy is an AI song that Metro took and made the beat of the summer. So don't tell me that it's over. You look at what he did with that. Exponentially better than the original.
Assimilation.
If you're already in the industry, you're fine. If you're trying to break in and some dude with a computer is coming through with this, maybe I don't know.
I mean, this beat is okay, but it's not a great beat.
Someone
like-
will use it overpaying me. Let me tell you.
Well, and if they use it and it's AI, guess what? You can take the beat because they can't own it. Something I want to tell people, because I feel like some people are unsure of this. So I'll use the best example I can use is a BBL Drizzy. Metro Booming got the original BBL Drizzy sample from a guy named King Willonius on YouTube. He made maybe 20 versions of that song using AI in different styles, because there's a site where you can just literally put the lyrics in and tell it, I want this song in this style, in this style, in this style. So he made like 20 versions. He then used AI to make cover art for all of them, and he puts them on YouTube. His YouTube page has tons of these videos. He gets a bunch of views. All of it is AI. He technically should not be allowed to do that. There's now a thing on YouTube that says you have to mark that this was created with AI. I'm sure he didn't tag.
So he's been monetizing this entire time?
I'm sure he has, because if his page has enough subscribers and they're running ads between his videos, he's getting money for these AI videos, which, by the way, all of you should be doing. Every last person listening to this podcast right now, take advantage of the AI stuff to the point where it is en masse destroying, because this guy's making money. Why shouldn't you? 100%. 100%. There's no reason you shouldn't be allowed to do it too. If this guy's allowed to do BBL Drizzy and make money off of it through advertising because people are watching stuff on his YouTube channel, why would you not be able to do the same thing? I'm just saying.
True.
So King Willonius makes this. I don't know if he wrote the lyrics, because you can also ask the AI to write the lyrics. So the site that I'm thinking of specifically, you can tell it, I want a song about Drizzy getting a Brazilian butt lift, and it will write the lyrics, it will make the beat, and you tell it the type of singer you want, and it will do the song. And guys, you know what? I'm gonna do it right now.
No, don't.
I like how upset Dave is about this.
I don't want to know. I don't want to hear it.
I like that you're like, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, sorry, I'm sick, guys.
That's okay. Is there someone else you'd want to make a song about? Oh, Skinny. All right. Skinny, this one's for you. Make a song about Kendrick Lamar being short in the style of a 70s gospel soul singer. And then let's do you want it to be a woman or a man?
Woman, please.
Okay, female.
I love how everybody blacked out their screens because they don't want to be a part of it.
I'm just gonna put myself full screen if everyone's gonna leave, because
it's not what I was doing.
What I was doing.
Yeah, so we're just gonna wait because it takes about 30 to 40 seconds to make the song.
Oh my god. Why am I nervous?
Because you're seeing your replacements. We're seeing all of our replacements live happen before our eyes.
But again, this is not replacement. Metro took the beat and made something hot with it. That's the whole point.
Brian's just having fun.
You're driving me too, Brian.
Can you guys hear that?
I cannot.
No?
All right, so I have to download it. All right, I'm gonna let it finish.
I'm gonna let it maybe share your screen.
It's gonna sound weird if I do that. So I'll because it's gonna take a second. It's cooking, guys. It's cooking. Yeah, I mean, genius takes time, as the machines would like to say. I also don't know if the lyrics are gonna be. Actually, do you guys want me to read the lyrics that it wrote so far? Oh, Dave came back with that. Okay, little man with a big heart.
He's so mad about this.
Hold on. So, little man with a big heart, Kendrick Lamar. He may be short in stature, but baby, he's a superstar. Don't let his size fool you. He's got that fire in his soul. When he grabs that microphone, it's like he's in control.
Stop with this doo-doo shit. What the hell is this? What the? No.
I'm sorry. Have any of you read the lyrics to BBL Drizzy? Because those aren't good lyrics.
But neither is this.
That's what I'm saying. Guys, you guys are worried about AI. These are the lyrics it's making. They're not good lyrics. But I will say one thing that a lot of the people who are supporters of AI always say: this is the worst it will ever be, which is the scary part.
That's the scary part, Brian.
That's the worst?
Because this is the worst it'll ever be. It will only get better from here. So a lot of people who work in the AI industry always make the point of saying, hey, I know you don't like this, but this is the worst this will ever be.
But that's what makes it even scarier, bro.
It's not scary. What's scary? What are you afraid of?
So much.
I'm not afraid of any of this. I think it's beautiful. I want the AI to come along and do silly shit with us.
Love it.
Ridiculous.
Oh, is it not going to let me
give yourself up to the phalanx, huh?
Yeah.
You would just let yourself get taken over. Oh, humans have reached a level where they can be controlled by the phalanx and be assimilated. And Brian be like, let's go, let's do it. Yeah, let's go.
Bring a T2000 or 1000 or whatever.
I mean,
I'm all for it. Fuck.
I'm not. So one of the things that people always get mad at me is just like, oh, they're going to take over the world and Brian's going to be supporting them. I don't support AI taking over the world. I do acknowledge, though, that AI is probably going to be like, yeah, I could do this easier and faster than you. So let's play this song. So this is the Kendrick song. Oh, wait, no, this uploaded the beat again. Where's my Kendrick song? I didn't upload it properly.
Great way to end the show.
I know. Oh, here it is. Found it. My bad.
Now Kendrick is gonna come after us.
Maybe we end like this, guys.
Short in stature, but baby, he's a superstar. Don't let his size fool.
Why does this? I'm like not mad at it.
Skinny, I'll set this to you to make a beat. Skinny, make a beat. Skinny gonna make a beat to this, y'all. We out. Peace. We love y'all for tuning in. Another edition.
Take your flashlights out.
Peace, y'all. Oh, I almost straight over. My bad. Here we go.
He's got the power to conquer it all. Short and sweet. That's Kendrick Lamar.
Turn this shit off. Yeah, I'm ending the stream. Bye. Have yourselves a good night. Get this. Bye.